we deal with two important facets of life as discussed by Shri Krishna in a chapter titled A Mendicant's Song. Krishna advises about detachment leading to a conquest of unhappiness, as well as on the power that the human mind wields over the human action and how to overcome it. Now, these are psychological issues, social issues, and practical issues. Listen to this video and Krishna's words as spoken to his kinsman Uddhav and as written in Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna says, a Brahman living in Ujjain had accumulated considerable wealth through trade and farming. However, he was a miser, a lecher, and prone to bouts of anger over minor issues. Although a man of means, he never spoke kindly or sweetly to his kith and kin or to his atithis. He lived an irreligious life. He did not use even for personal comforts his wealth. Certain adverse circumstances, an unexpected turn of events, a few mistakes in business, and the man was reduced to penury. He had neither enjoyed his prosperity nor had he accumulated any religious punya. His closest relatives deserted him in this hour of need and penury. He was besieged by an avalanche of worries. Of what use has been my wealth which I worked so hard to earn? He argued to himself. I did not give it away in charity. I did not enjoy my riches. It was plain stupid of me, he said. No wise person, he thought, is led astray by riches. The human body is a means to salvation. I misused it. In my ignorance, I lost years of my life, my wealth and my health. My single-minded pursuit to amass wealth has been a mistake, a futile effort, he thought. He argued to himself, I am sure that it is God's grace that today I am a pauper. This abject condition has led me to understand suffering. As a result, I have a feeling of immense detachment, Vairagya. The latter alone will help me to attain salvation and cross the ocean of misery that is the world. In his wisdom, he thought to himself, nothing is lost as yet. Why should I yield to a sense of hopelessness? In my remaining years on this earth, I shall strive for self-realization, be involved in acts of charity, seek spiritual knowledge about Brahmin, be truthful, and lead to a pious life. I shall devote my time to tapasya and live frugally. God help. Uddhava observed Sri Krishna. Determined to change and follow the path of truth, the Brahmin from Ujjain destroyed his ego. He unfastened the knot of I and mine, that is of possessiveness that had strangulated his life. He was now at peace with himself. He became a sannyasi who vowed not to utter a syllable. He was no longer attached to any place or goods or a person, or to any desire for possession and hoarding. He had become an avadut, an ascetic who had renounced all worldly attachments and connections, a naked fakir who was kicked, rejected, and even hurt by all and sundry. The passers-by snatched his staff, deprived him of his begging bowl, hit him for no reason. They teased him, ignored him, tied him with ropes. He thought, I suffer not because of other human beings or the gods, this body or my stars. My suffering is not a consequence of my karma or kala. According to the Shrutis and the sages, he argued, the fault lies with my mind. It is the latter that makes the wheel of joy and sorrow turn on its hub. The mind is all powerful. Krishna narrates, it is the source of the pleasures of the senses and the tendencies resulting from them. Even the soul becomes ineffective when the mind overtakes our impulses. Rather, to all appearances, the soul finds expression through the activity of the mind. It is the mind that makes us indulge in wild passion and thus bind even our soul, which otherwise is unattached and above it all. Krishna continues, the ultimate fruit of doing one's duty, of following the rules as laid down in the scriptures, the study of the Vedas, doing good deeds, living like a celibate, is achieving a peace of mind, a focus in Bhagwan. The absolute concentration on the mind is Param Yoga, says Krishna. The ultimate objective, the greatest of accomplishments. A mind at peace is the greatest reward of a person's good deeds, even of his generosity. Krishna says, it is the mind that controls our sense of pleasure, of experience. The mind is a bully, a frightening giant. It can be our enemy. Its vicious attack cannot be repulsed. It hurts not only the visible body but also our emotions, our inner self. It is a mighty task to overcome its turbulence. So, control the mind. That is the message. A lot of suffering would disappear because the source of our suffering is in the mind. Our soul is beyond heat or cold, beyond joy or sorrow. It is not affected by different aspects of nature, by dharma, actions, by even a definite, finite substance, relationships or any sense. The duality is experienced by the ego, which is subject to the illusion of birth and death. So the Brahmin decided to shed his fear of suffering, of impending calamities. He decided to live fearless like the rishis, surrender himself to Bhagwan, meditate upon him, and obey his guidance. Krishna continued, Uddhav, once he had lost his riches, the Brahmin of Ujjain no longer suffered. Unattached, he wandered like a sannyasi. In spite of being harassed by passers-by, he stood his ground of noble thought and goodwill towards all. He observed silence and in his heart sang of me and devotion. Says Krishna, suffering is an illusion of the mind. This world, the division into friends and foes among human beings are a creation of ignorance. I ask for surrender of every instinct. I ask for a control of thought. That alone provides peace of mind and stability. This is the essence of all yoga. This Bhikshuka Geet is the essence of all knowledge of Brahma Gyan, concludes Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna. May this narrative help you, all who are listening.